Welcome to Secure the Bag Week 3 NFL Picks. It's your boy A-Dub.
Hey, your boy Strizzy. What's up, Slack fam? What's going on, everybody?
Back in the building. Yeah. So you know what we're here to do? We're here to make our picks for Week 3 NFL, all 16 NFL matchups. We're going to start with our moneyline picks, and then we'll get into 3 locks against the spread towards the end of the show. But before we do, I want to give 3 claps around the world to my boy Strizzy for holding it down on Tuesday for me. Doing the flying the solo show on our big show, on our big Stay Like the Champ show. But fam, you did a great job, man. How was your experience? How did it feel kind of just doing the show by yourself?
I was cool, what I'm saying? I feel like, over the last couple of years, I've gotten really, really comfortable with being behind the camera. I think the hardest part, or even it's like the hardest part / kind of easiest part was keeping up with the comments, because a lot happened last week. So, between Pops, Anthony, and Stephanie, like, they had a lot to say, you know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to answer as many questions as I could, or comment on as many comments as I could. But you know what I'm saying? We all kind of held it down together, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a family effort, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody who came through, while you were, taking care of business, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we gotta keep it going, bro. You know what I'm saying? If for any reason one of us goes down, we got to, make sure we keep the streak going, you know what I'm saying? So no missed days so far, man. It was just an insane feat over 3 years, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah, exactly. No, I feel you. Yeah, 264 shows in a row every Tuesday. If you're not catching those, if you're just catching our NFL picks, please tune in on Tuesdays. We break down all of the NFL action from the weekend, but we also go into all sports. We talk NBA. Sure. We're keeping up with baseball right now, getting ready for the playoffs, WNBA, whatever you guys want to talk about too. You know what I'm saying? That's our big show. So, but yeah, man, no, I super appreciate it. You did a great job. And I do want to say thank you as well to the slackers, because I did see a lot of comments flying in, and it makes it a little bit easier when you're interacting and you're not just just doing your own monologue type thing, when you got something that somebody bounce stuff off of. So appreciate the slackers, keeping you company and keeping their topics rolling and their input in the show. So that's what's up. And I will say, we talked about it on the big show though, but the baby has arrived. So it's going to be a little bit of a teaser. We'll talk more about it on Tuesday for our regular crew, when we can have more of the Slack family together. But yes, the newest slacker has arrived. You know what I'm saying? The rookie of the year is here. So that's very exciting. Just glad to be able to share that with my Slack family. And
congrats, man. I don't want to say nothing. I was waiting for you to say something, but congratulations, dog. So excited for my niece or nephew, you know what I'm saying, till you break the news to us all. But man, so happy for both you and Grace, man. And shouts out to Grace for going through it, you know what I'm saying, because we get off easy in that regard, you know what I'm saying. So hats off for her for carrying the baby for as long as she did, and then going through just pregnancy in general, man. So
absolutely, that's my superwoman, man. She held it down, and she's doing great. So can't thank her enough, obviously. But appreciate you, brother, again, holding it down and then always being there for me. We've known each other for so long, you know what I'm saying? Way longer than just this 4 years of podcasting together. So, man, it really means a lot, and I can't wait for you to get over here, man. We can get a little visiting. So
I'm jonesing, man. I'm jonesing. I know how it goes. I got 2 of them. So, like I said, man, take your guys' time, get used to being parents, enjoy it. And when y'all are ready to have people over, man, y'all be ready to have people over, bro. But
for sure. No, I appreciate that. We got Unk in the building. What's good, Unk? Appreciate you being here with us. And excited to hear what your picks are as well. Before we do get into it, I do want to say, if you're watching, you can always drop your picks in the comments, watching live or recorded. It's all good. We want to know how y'all are thinking about these games. So you can participate with us on our Yahoo Pick'em League, and each week gets a Super Bowl square. Shout out to Trevor last week. Won last week. Last week was rough. We talked about the upsets and just
Vegas won.
Yeah,
Vegas won last week, bro. I ain't seen no crazy parlays hit. You know what I'm saying? It was a crazy week last week. A ton of upsets.
Imagine if we would have had the playbook though, like Back to the Future when they had the almanac and go back, that would have been some crazy, some crazy odds to hit with so many upsets and things like that. But like you said, it's kind of a rough week. We both went 8-8. Not terrible, I guess, considering that there was just so much unpredictable outcomes. But we did our best. We're holding it down. You know what I'm saying? But we'll try to do better next week. I'm gonna let you go ahead and just start us off on these picks, and we'll hit them rapid fire. Starting with tonight's game, Thursday night football. We got the Patriots at the Jets.
Man, this one's so tricky for me, man. But like, I don't know why. But I think the Patriots are gonna win this game. They're a heavy underdog, 7 points, 6.5 points. But for some reason, I don't know why. I just have this Ramondre Stevenson game tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going Patriots, dog. I'm going Patriots.
I'm actually with you too. I don't know if it's like my dislike for the Jets or my distrust for them.
Same.
You know, they have a really good defense, but the Patriots, I still feel like they're a Bill Belichick type team where they can make a really specific game plan and just hammer it into the ground.
And Mayo's a genius, man. Like he's got these guys right. He's so smart defensively too. He learned from one of the greatest defensive minds ever. So it's gonna be tricky. It's the Jets' first home game, so they might win. But I'm definitely with the Patriots spread. But I don't know, man. I just feel like the Patriots can steal this one.
Yeah, I feel it. Especially because it's always a good game, even if it seems like a weird matchup or long odds on a Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. Like it always ends up being a good game somehow. So, I think it's going to be a close one tonight. But yeah, I'm going Patriots as well. Moving into Sunday morning, we got the Giants at the Browns.
Yeah, I'm going Browns with this one. Like you said earlier a week or so ago, like I'm against the Giants until even when they do win a game, I'm still against the Giants. Man, I'm going Browns all the way.
Yeah, me too. I'm going Browns. I think this might be a closer game than it seems. The Browns, I don't really know how to trust them yet, but they have all the pieces they need to take out the Giants. That's for sure. So
also, I hope Jameis Winston gets a spot too. It seems from what I've been hearing, it just seems like the team likes Jameis more than they do Watson. Man, like I don't know what it is, but like everyone loves
everybody loves Jameis.
Exactly.
He's just a character.
It's so hard not to hate him. And, I see him doing all the pregame stuff all the time, the pre-huddle stuff, you know what I mean? So I just feel like he hypes them up. Like, I feel like they got to get exactly, you know what I'm saying? W's in the chat, you know what I mean? But he, I don't know, for some reason, I just feel like that offense will flow so much better. Watson has not been good. He has not been good.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, Jameis Winston is like all personality NFL all time. Like, he's like on the all-pro of the personality for sure.
And bro flings it, you know what I'm saying? Something Watson ain't doing. Like he might get the interceptions.
Yeah, just let him.
He gonna get you 350 though.
Exactly. He's just gonna Brett Favre it with less winning. Let's see. Let's keep this thing moving. We got the Eagles at the Saints.
This one's tricky, man. It's weird the Eagles are an underdog in this game, but the Saints offense has been so crazy, and they're at home. I'm actually gonna take the Saints in this one.
See, this is a toss-up for me as well because I'm like, okay, the Saints, their offense has been great these first 2 weeks, but they rely so much on the big play. The Eagles' defense hasn't been so great, but can they at least just like contain them a little bit enough? I don't really know. I do feel like
so bad, dog.
Exactly.
Like their secondary is atrocious. That's why I'm like, they're gonna be some big plays in this one.
Exactly, and that's why I think I do have to go with the Saints, especially because that fast track, like on the dome. Same thing you saw against the Cowboys last week, like on turf, like not outside, not in the elements, like they can hit those big plays. So I am gonna go with the Saints as well. Uncle's on the Saints too, but I just think that I still don't really believe in them, man. Even though they did my
I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them yet either. They're gonna slow down for sure, but
I do have to say shout out to their offensive coordinator for like just keep taking shots. Though, and it shows in this league. Like if you take enough shots, you're gonna hit them. You're gonna hit some.
Yep.
And if you got that momentum, just keep it going. So,
yep.
All right. Next up, Texans at Vikings.
I'm actually gonna take the Vikings in this one. They go 3-0, and Texas gets their first loss. Man, they're riding high. They're hype on their own juices right now, and Sam Darnold's playing well. They're running the ball well. They're passing the ball well, but they ain't missed a beat. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm actually gonna go with the Vikings, especially because they're at home.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Vikings as well, and you called it right there, especially because they're at home. Minnesota is a tough place to play, regardless of who they have. Like it's a tough place to play, that crowd environment. And honestly, Brian Flores is like a defensive genius. Like he's one like a young defensive genius. Like when you talk about these guys, like we always talk about the McVays and the Mike McDaniels, you know what I'm saying, on the offense, because that's the flashy side. But like as far as defensive side, Flores has got his guys rolling. So I'm going with the Vikings as well, even though the Texans are tough. This is a really good matchup.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
All right, next up, we got the Broncos at the Buccaneers.
I'm going Buccaneers. Buccaneers, I mean, they were going to win regardless, in my opinion, but being at home, they had a tough game last week. It was close. It was pretty close. But they're still 2-0, man. They look pretty decent. So I'm going with the Bucks in this one.
Yeah, man. The Bucks actually, I like them. I never thought I would hear me saying this, especially like back at the Rose Bowl in 2018 and stuff like that. But hats off to Baker Mayfield, man. He's doing his thing, and it shows that if you're a veteran and you can mature in this league and you can run an offense, like you can be successful. So they have the pieces they need, and they're gonna make the playoffs. I mean, they're in that division that they're probably gonna make the playoffs. So so I'm going with the Bucks. I think they do have a solid team.
Absolutely.
Next up, we got Green Bay at Tennessee Titans.
This one's going to be tricky. I feel like Tennessee could be pretty decent if they had consistent quarterback play. But I think I'm going to take. I think I'm going to take Tennessee in this one. I think Tennessee gets. I think they run the ball enough, can get it to their receivers enough, and they get a dub at home. Green Bay without Love still scares me a little bit, and they had to run so many times last week. I don't feel they can do that again.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Is like, this is a tough one for me too. I'm actually going to take the Green Bay Packers in the upset because Matt LaFleur, he did bring out like wing tee. He brought out like old school football to run the game, knowing that he couldn't really throw it. And the Titans, man, they have the piece they need. And I'm rooting for Will Levis, but he's going to make like a mistake or two every game. And that usually ends up the mistake or two that he makes every game ends up costing him the game. So
for sure.
I'm going with the Packers in this one. But that's gonna be a tough game. That's gonna be a fun matchup to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be
especially if homeboy plays after just getting traded from the Titans like a month ago. So that'll be tight. All right, another interesting matchup. We have the Bears at the Colts.
I'm going the Colts in this one. Although I do think Caleb Williams will turn it around a little bit, I just think it's not gonna happen right away. The defense has been playing really well in Chicago, so I think it'll be a low scoring game. So maybe take the under in this one, but I do like the Colts, especially at home.
Yeah, definitely take the under, but I'm going with the Colts as well. The Bears, man, they kind of have like a tough outing, you know what I mean? I agree with you. I still believe in Caleb Williams, but they're still figuring something out. And, Caleb Williams is getting all the attention, but the real point is the Bears haven't been able to run the ball. Like, they haven't been able to run the ball out of the backfield. They'll throw it out of the backfield to their backs, but they can't not just like line up and run the ball. So that's their actual big problem. That's like taking their offense out of balance. So I'm going with the Colts. Next up, we have the Chargers at the Steelers.
I'm going Steelers in this one. I think they keep going. I think they end up 3-0, and I think they had a decision to make when Wilson comes back. But I think they stick with the kid, man, and I think Justin Fields gets the starting job in this one. But Steelers 3-0. Yeah,
I'm going with the Steelers as well, and I completely agree as far as like. We talked about it. Fields has the higher ceiling of those two guys. Obviously, Russell Wilson has the better resume. He has a Super Bowl ring. But if you're looking from now forward, you got to go with Fields. You got to let him rock. The Chargers look all right, but they haven't had the best competition. So we'll just leave it like that.
Very true.
Dolphins at Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks in this one. I think it's going to be tough regardless of who's playing quarterback for the Dolphins right now. I'm like, do we even know who's playing the quarterback right now for the Dolphins?
I think it's still going to be dang, his name escapes me, but whoever their guy that came in,
Jake something, Jake Mix something. Or something.
No. It's the young brother. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going Seahawks in this one. Defense has been phenomenal so far under
Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson. My bad. But yeah, and granted, he has a full week to get ready this week, but I don't know. I'm still doubting them for whatever reason, or doubting him more so. But I think the Seahawks get this done.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Seahawks are just like a better, more well-rounded team, and the Dolphins will take a step back. But what I'm keeping receipts on is everybody said Tua's only a system quarterback, and it's really not him, and he doesn't have any arm and all that. So I'm like, all right, then the Dolphins should be able to get anybody to be their quarterback and still be just as successful. So let's see how that works out with Tua out for at least the next 4 games, and hopefully he just retires. But that's another conversation for maybe for Tuesday we'll talk about. So
for sure.
All right, next up we got your Panthers or your ex-Panthers at the Raiders.
Yeah, this one's kind of fun for me. I'll take a little bit longer, but try to make it as fast as possible. We're in kind of a win-win situation right now. Well, kind of win-win. It's like win-win-lose, right? I feel like Andy Dalton, he can't play any worse than what Bryce has in the last 19 games, right? He can't. There's no way. Like he no matter what he does, if he just moves the offense a little bit, if he just throws for 200 yards and a touchdown or two, like it's automatically better, right? So even if we lose this game, but he plays well, we're winning because it proves that the offense. It proves that the offense wasn't the problem. That it really was kind of Bryce, right?
Looking, yeah.
On the if he plays well and we win, definitely Bryce, right? The problem though is that if he comes in, plays really well, we scored anywhere between 20 and 27 points. It really makes it really difficult to trade Bryce, right? It really shows that like, damn, bro really was
He
and
must have
is the
been really,
problem. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it's like so that, and then his trade quality just drops even more than what it is right now. So it's like win lose. I feel like there's no way Andy Dalton plays worse than what Bryce has played. Our receivers have been open. Offensive line has been. Bryce was the least pressured quarterback last week of all teams, least pressured. So you can't say it's the O line, right? Overthrew our receivers and things of that nature. So I just there's no way he plays worse. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have a really good chance of actually beating the Raiders if Andy Dalton plays well and the defense plays the way that they usually play. But I am taking the Raiders. I think we do play better, but I do think the Raiders do win this game, but the Panthers continue to grow behind Dalton.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I think that there's a reason why they had Dalton. And even though they're saying this isn't the end for Young, like you said, as long as Dawson looks decent, then this is the end for Bryce Young, at least there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, yeah. It sucks that this league chews people up and spits them out that quickly, but it's looking like he's a bust, and it's looking like he might not get another chance.
You got to at least progress or give your team a reason to believe, like, you know what, like,
some hope, like,
yeah,
okay,
like
there was that throw.
We're still building, like, if the Texans were losing games, but CJ still looked the way he's been looking, fine, we're still building. We'll throw some more pieces around you. We're good, but you can't be this bad.
Yeah.
This many games in your second year, you're hoping to learn, be better, and like it ain't been it, bro. Like it ain't been it.
Yeah. Shout out to Brock Bowers, by the way, too. Beast in the league, man. Transition. He's doing great. Setting Raiders records for most catches and yards by a tight end in the first two games. So that's what's up.
Yep.
All right. San Francisco at LA Rams.
San Francisco in this one. LA is just a little too beat up. You gotta scheme for them a little bit different because they literally have like 3 different receivers who are gonna be playing this week or starting anyway.
Yeah.
Stafford, still Stafford, but I think San Francisco gets this one done.
Yeah, I'm going with San Francisco as well. The CMC thing doesn't really scare me. Going into Minnesota has always been a problem with them, just like last year. The Rams, it sucks, but I just think, like you said, they're just a little bit too thin. And honestly, they're thin on offense, but what's the excuse with the defense last week?
Right.
That's a problem. That's looking very concerning. So, yeah, I'm going with the 49ers in this one. They should be fine.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not worried about CMC right now. Let him get, as much rest as he possible because they're going to need him for the end of the season. And they have that offensive line, and Mason's been doing well. So,
yeah.
You're good.
They knew, man. They knew he was doing so well, but I feel like they didn't want to give these guys in the first part of the season enough chance to game plan without CMC.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why we learned the news so late, and then he ended up on the IR anyways. So,
exactly.
But they knew what they had in the backup. All right, let's check out this one: the Lions at the Cardinals.
This one's tricky for me, man. I feel like this is like upset alert. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cardinals offense has been rolling. Their defense is a little shaky at times, but their offense has definitely been rolling. I liked what I saw last week, at least to an extent. Kyler still be throwing stuff away sometimes for no apparent reason, but I don't know. I don't know. It's tricky. I'm going with the Lions, but I have this game on upset alert. You know what I'm saying?
Same. Like, I'm going with the Lions, but like a tentative. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm writing that down in pencil. Like, but I am going with the Lions. I just feel like something about the Cardinals last week, everything was going right for them. And when you have that type of game, it can look like you're like some kind of juggernaut when you're really not.
You are.
And the fact that the Lions like had the lead going back and forth with the Bucs, who's another tough team, I feel like they learned a little bit more. I feel like they're going to be ready for this matchup. So, and there's going to be a lot of Detroit fans there. Let's not lie about that. So it's not going to be like a true road game. So I'm going with the Lions. All right, next up we got the Ravens at the Cowboys.
Oh, this one's tricky too, man. It's crazy because one of these teams is going to be either 2-1 or 1-2 or 1-2. You know what I'm saying? Like really good teams, really good teams who are, I won't say struggling. It's only been 2 games, but the Ravens being 0-2 is kind of crazy, and I think they have the hardest schedule of any team in the league this year. Like Their
Yeah.
first 6 games are crazy. If they're not careful, they can go almost 6. You know what I'm saying? But I am taking the Cowboys because they are at home. I think the Ravens do start off 0-3, which is crazy to say because that's my secondary squad. But I think that was kind of a freak incident last week against the Saints, and I think they kind of bounced back this week. And Ravens are having some real issues on the offensive line, and when they're playing against a team that has a good pass rusher like Micah Parsons, they've been really struggling, man. So I'm going with Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys as well, but I agree. Like Unc said, Cowboys by 2. Like, I think it is going to be a really close game. But you're right. Like, the Cowboys, they just got boat raced last week. Like, they got so far behind themselves, and they do have this knack of, like, when things get out of hand, it just goes way, way far left. But I think this is going to be like a physical rock'em sock'em game. The Ravens don't really – I mean, they have Zay Flowers. Don't get me wrong. They have Lamar Jackson, but they don't have that, like – they have not shown this year that big playability. So I feel like it's just going to be a slow one. I feel like it's going to be a take the under type game, and Cowboys squeak it out, hopefully with that home field advantage helping them out a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, moving into Sunday Night Football, we got the Chiefs at the Falcons. This is a cool one.
Yeah, it's crazy because we saw Kirk Cousins win a primetime game, Monday night game at night, you know what I mean? But back to back, what I'm saying, against the Chiefs defense, I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? But if he can just not turn the ball over and things and play Kirk Cousins primetime normally, I think it's a closer game, but I do think Chiefs get this one.
Yeah, I don't want to be like knee-jerk reaction, right? Because if we just look at last week in a vacuum, you would have to pick the Falcons based on how the Chiefs struggled and the Falcons look so good. But I'm going with the Chiefs, man. They always find a way. And I don't really buy into too much conspiracy theories, but every once in a while, those little cards and those little flags and those little things tend to lean their way, and it always is in the right spot that they need it. So I think the same thing will happen. I'm going with the Chiefs. Now for Monday night, the first of 2 games on Monday night, there's actually a doubleheader. We got the Jags at the Bills.
Yeah, Jags are still struggling. They're still trying to figure things out. They don't have a lot of weapons, and the Bills have been flying. I think right now, we're talking about MVP. I think Josh Allen is right up there. He lost some big weapons too, but he's got them playing extremely well. And I'm going with the Bills.
I'm going with the Bills as well. The craziest thing to me about the way the Bills are playing so far is that their secondary is like pretty much in shambles, and they're still playing well on defense. So if they can keep that up with the schemes and everything, they're going to go a long way this year, longer than expected. But yeah, I'm going with the Bills. And Jags have a really good team, really solid team, but they're just like that middle of the pack. Like, they're not too good, they're not too bad. They just can't really get over the hump. So I'm going with the Bills.
I don't know if their first win comes this week.
Yeah, exactly. It's not looking like. All right, next up, we got the Commanders at the Bengals for the second Monday night game. This
will be the Bengals win, man. You know what I'm saying? They start off 0-2 every single year of the Joe Burrow era. Then for whatever reason, they win game 3. You know what I'm saying? They win week 3, I mean. So, I'm actually rooting for Washington for some reason. I really like Jalen Daniels. So I'll say I really like this kid. I'm hoping for this kid, and I hope they beat the Bengals. But I just feel like, whatever it is the Bengals do, that they just can't get over that 2-game hump or whatever.
Yeah,
but
they just always start slow.
Exactly. They look good last week, but they're playing the Chiefs. So I think they win this week.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. I think it might be a closer game than we would think, but I am going with the Bengals as well. They had the champs on the ropes last week, 4th and 14. Should have really probably got that game done, but they didn't. So I think they're going to be very motivated at home in this one. And the Commanders have some promise, but they're just not there yet. They got their win, but it was against the Giants. So not feeling the same for me. All right. That's all week 16 moneyline picks. Now we're going to jump into our against the spread. We always just like to remind everybody this is not actual betting advice, but we are out here trying to look for some bags. So we pick just who will win the game. Now we'll pick against the spread, considering the adjusted score for the favorite. So, Strizzy, last week you had the Jets and the Commanders, 2 bags out of 3. Great job. Talk us through your 3 locks for this week.
Yeah, man. So like I said, the Patriots, I think they can win this game straight up, if I'm being completely honest. But 7 points is a lot. These teams know each other very, very well, and Mayo is he's a defensive genius in my opinion. So I feel like even though it's the Jets, their first home game of the year, but I don't know. I really do like Patriots to keep this close, and Jets possibly winning with the last second field goal. Like I think it's gonna be really, really close. Same thing with the Cardinals. They did look good offensively last week, and it seems like the key to this offense is going to be get James Conner going, and then also make sure MHJ has the ball in his hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that kid's got to get the ball. He was going good in the first half. I don't think he touched it in the second, which is, in my opinion, unacceptable considering how well he played. And then the Bills. I don't know why. I hate the 0.5 when you're a 3-point favorite, but
yeah,
I feel like the Bills are somehow going to get it done. I just feel like it might be like a 10-point type game. You know what I mean? I think they really kind of beat down the Jags a little bit. They are, like you said, kind of a middle of the pack type team. Like, they're not great on defense. They're not great on offense. They're good on both sides, but I feel like because of that, they don't really know who they are this season yet, and they're still trying to figure that out. And it looks like Bills know exactly who they are, so I think they get it done. Especially
I feel it. All right, that's what's up. I like all three of those. I almost grabbed some of those, man. I was kind of along the same lines, but I'm going to switch it up just for switch up sake. I'm going with the Vikings at +2. I think that they win this game outright. I think that it's just a tough place to play. Like you said earlier, they're riding high, so I think they got this. Green Bay, another underdog special. I think they're going to win outright at the Titans. So why not take the points? And then the Commanders, I didn't realize at first, but I did hit on the Commanders last week. I had picked my bags before I kind of remembered or went back to look at last week.
Yeah.
So it makes me kind of feel funny picking them twice in a row, but I still feel like they're going to be close, man. They're going to hang in that game against Cincinnati. So I feel like they're going to lose by 4, maybe 7, but that 0.5 is going to save me. So that's what I'm going for on that. And last week I did hit the special, man. I did hit all 3. So that was really cool, man. So bringing our records up to date, 18-14 and 20-12 on the money line side, and then 3 out of 6 and 5 out of 6 for our locks. We're gonna just keep this thing going. I feel like we always try to get like at least 75% on the money line and at least half of the locks. And if we do that, we're in good shape. So we're on the way, man. We're doing our thing. I do appreciate everybody for tapping in as always, hanging out with us, man, making these picks with us. And I hope everybody enjoys the Thursday night game. And I hope to see you guys on Tuesday for episode 265 of Say Like a Champ, where we kind of break it down, all the results.
Yeah.
And, I think like we said earlier, man, if you're playing along on our Yahoo, thank you. If you're not, or if you got people you should invite, let them know, because we want to get that that squad a little bit bigger, man. Get some more competition in there. That'll be fun.
Thank you.
Again, Strizzy, thanks again for holding it down on Tuesday. Anything else you want to comment on before we jump out of here? Or any other specials you got going?
Not too much. No, Sam. If you're in the fantasy league, check your fantasy. A lot of injuries this week. A lot of big injuries this week. So make sure you get your your lineups fixated. And just good luck. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, man, it's just loving the fact that football's back. We got basketball next month, next month, and MLB playoffs starting soon.
Yeah, we're about to be in that trifecta, and the weather is getting better.
I know.
So I mean, it's like and nothing can stop us now. That's how it feels right now. So flash forward till the end of the year. But again, that was Secure the Bag for Week 3 NFL picks. It's your boy AW
and your boy Strizzy.
Peace.